So today what we're going to do is we're going to lay the foundation for this series. This is episode 1 of the Beavers franchise. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the 2021 season. We're going to do the draft so that way when we actually draft players, we'll have them for our first official season with the Portland Beavers. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out as the Oakland Athletics in 2021. We're going to get to the draft. We're going to draft. And then we're going to head to the offseason. And what we're going to do is we're going to trade away all of our key players, Olsen, Chapman, Laureano, the names that we can still hold on to. And everybody that is currently on a one-year deal is going to walk in free agency. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign a lot of players to one-year deals, players that aren't signed by other teams. We're going to sign minor leaguers. We're basically going to try to keep that roster really low rated, but also really cheap. And then on top of that, once we trade away those good players, we are going to have some prospects to kind of build around. So not only are we getting our own prospects in the draft, but we're going to make some trades. And I have a feeling we're going to get some good ones in return. So this is going to be that like behind the scenes, the draft, the offseason, the trades, a lot of the things that you guys ask for in rebuilds. This is that episode for you guys. And then if we can get to it, if we have a little bit of time, we might squeak in like a spring training game to see how some of these players play. But I have a feeling with the draft, offseason, and the trades, it's already going to be a long enough episode. So I hope you do enjoy today's episode. If you do, hit that thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the content, and of course in the comment section let me know your thoughts. Did you like the trades? Did you like the behind the scenes stuff? Episode 2 will definitely be that gameplay focus. We'll see how the team does, we'll see how the prospects do, we'll do a little check-in here and there, maybe even make a trade to see if we can get some new player into the team. We'll see what happens, but that's really the whole point of today's episode, just that behind the scenes, lay the foundation for this organization. Let's see how we get into it. So again, let me know the comments, all that good stuff, and let's get into it. So like I said, we're gonna have the Oakland Athletics. We're also gonna have the Cleveland Guardians, so they will be here. Boom, they're gonna be in the franchise as well. Oh man, contracts is gonna be off. So I don't want to get fired after 3 years because this might take longer than 3 years. Budgets is going to be the norm. DH is going to be on. And then the extra inning rule is going to be off. Boom. Everything's going to be on manual because I'm going to take control of everything. And like I said, we're going to start in 2021 still as the Oakland Athletics. And the reason I want this is just because I want to have a draft class in our organization when we're actually the Portland Beavers. So we actually have some prospects to look forward to. So I'm going to hire some new scouts. I'm going to make sure we get the scouting done. Sliders. These are currently the sliders that I'm rocking with. I will leave a link to it. So the very first pinned comment that you see, the comment that you see at the top of all the comment section is going to be for me. It'll have a link to this slider set. I've tried it a couple times. It plays fairly well. I might have to tweak it a little bit, but the post on the forum that I found these on, at Operation Sports, it literally has every single detail laid out on how they play the game. Camera angle, for pitching and hitting, difficulty, everything that you would need, it is all laid out there. So these are here right now. I'll show you them just so you can kind of quickly see them, but it is more laid out in detail in the forum post. So go check it out. It'll be there in the comment section for you guys, so you guys can test it out as well. Like I said, I definitely will need to tweak them, most likely as things maybe get a little bit easier with the team improving. But for right now, this is what I like. This is what they have. We'll test it out. So like I said, I'm gonna hire some new scouts. We're gonna get to the draft day. Then after that, we'll go to the off season and we'll kind of build from there. So let's get to the draft. Let's see how it goes, and hopefully we get a good couple picks. All right, draft day, and so far it's looking like a lot of 80 potential players were taken off the board, which is a little worrisome. So we've got John Schmoll, a starting pitcher, goes to Pittsburgh Pirates, first overall. Okay, average risk injury, so that is something that I will kind of take into consideration because the injuries will be on come the first season that we actually start playing games. Richard Bach goes to the Rangers, another starting pitcher. Looks okay. Nothing too crazy. We've got Marty Gentry. Good power. Really good power. Good arm as well behind the plate. Could be a solid catcher. That's going to go to the Tigers. Fourth pick, was that the Red Sox? It is the Red Sox. Daryl Root out of Illinois. Looks okay. Definitely someone that's going to take some time to develop. Robbie Lemons, starting pitcher. Looks probably like the most developed prospect that we've seen off the board, going number 5 to the Orioles. Cesar Batista goes to the Diamondbacks. Again, looks decent for the future, 19 years old. Rich Williams, closing pitcher. Again, probably one of the higher rated players that we've seen so far, just because relievers are the most developed usually. Center fielder Harvey Sable, probably Sable, out of Wisconsin, goes to the Angels. We've got Jamal Ruth, starting pitcher, goes to the Mets. Lefty out of Georgia. Looks decent. Mauricio Ayala, North Carolina, goes to the Nationals. Francisco Lugo. Looks okay. Good fielder. Decent contact stats. Second baseman, goes to the Rockies. Adrian Aviles. Actually looks pretty good. Second baseman. Goes to the Mariners. Phillies get Jonas Jones. Good arm at second base. We got Mark Dubois out of Oklahoma. Actually, pretty decent looking starting pitcher. Indeed. Brewers get Justin Geronimo. Again, a decent looking starting pitcher too. So some of these guys are getting some mid-round picks that look pretty solid. Dexter Stanton. Again, I think that's pretty decent. Eric Bush, again, looks pretty solid. So it looks like it was a pretty pitcher-heavy draft. I mean, these last like 4 or 5 picks right here, all solid. Porter Romero, again, looks pretty solid. Similar hair to me. I'm liking it. We've got Josh Ramirez, closing pitcher. Again, really solid. Some really late round picks happening here. That, like, look at this, to the Yankees. Yankees are getting a really solid closer. We've got Calvin Brandon. Again, probably the highest rated player of the draft. Went 22nd to the Cubs. Enrique Calderon. Again, another high closer. Woo. Eric Olenberger. Richard Seymour. And then Jermaine Lewis, the catcher. All right, let's see what we have left over. Art Saunders. Okay. Giancarlo Angel. We've got a couple still decently rated picks. Okay, let's go through them. Let's see what we've got. We'll save Art Saunders to the last because he's green scouted. But we got Nino Reyna, relief pitcher. I don't really want to take a reliever first round. I kind of want to save that for second round. Josh Black. You know what? If we're looking for someone that could come in maybe season 2, season 3, maybe season 4, play first base for us, this guy probably is the solution. His stats look really good for the future, really well-rounded. I think he'd be pretty solid. We've got Corey Delahanty. I mean, just based off of his name, it kind of makes me not want to pick him. But at the same time, we have him decently scouted. Can play first base. It looks like he's gonna have a killer bat. It makes me super interested here. We've got Lee Carrasco, a catcher as well. Not scouted too much, so that's a little worrisome. Art Saunders might be the guy. Can play first, can play left. 6'3", 202. The man looks built, from California, just down the road from us. Got the arm, got the fielding, decent vision and discipline, hitting stats through the roof already. Okay power, decent speed as well. I think this guy's our hitter, our draft pick. I mean, we've got Corey and Art. I mean, those two look fantastic. Johnny looks okay, just not scouted too much. Giancarlo looks okay for the future. So again, not terrible. Wes Molina, again, not scouted too much though, so I'm kind of hesitant on taking those two players. Even Logan Puck as well. Calderon, again, not scouted that much. Henry Alfaro, not a bad starting pitcher. Darren Dorward, God, what are these names, man? But he actually looks kind of decent. He does look pretty good if I was in the market for a starting pitcher. Let's see what else we got going on here. Closing pitcher there. I honestly think our decision's been made. Art Saunders just looks too good to pass up. Way too good to pass up. So I think that's the pick. Clint Castillo looks pretty good for a third baseman as well. But I think we've got our pick. It just makes too much sense. He looks way too good. We have him green scouted. So even if he doesn't have like 90 potential, but he's in the 80s, I think we've got a pick for sure. So yeah, let's stop dilly-dallying around. Art Saunders, welcome to the Portland Beavers. There we go. If we can somehow get that guy to drop to us, I'll take him. No, he went to the Reds. So we'll check in on the Reds come the end of the draft, just to kind of see what he looks like, because I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued to see if he's going to be good or not. So now come like second, third, fourth round, it's literally just let's take the best player available, or the best player that I think is going to be available. So let's see here. I mean, honestly, Mario Piedra doesn't look too bad. Like right now, his hitting stats are probably in the 50s, fielding stats probably in the 50s. But in a couple years, I think the guy's gonna be pretty good. But if we're looking for someone that could help us out pretty quickly, Dwayne Swain could be that guy. Does have low walks per 9. But based on what I'm seeing, Nino Reyna, probably the better option, lefty reliever. Or someone like a Darren Dorward or Joey Aviles. I think that's who we're kind of looking at right now. So, or is it Darren DeWard? You know what? I kind of like the way we also have Aviles scouted a little bit more though. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right, we're going to go with the starter, Darren DeWard. Let's hope he doesn't let us down. So Nino Reyna was actually taking 2 picks before us. He went to the Braves. So we'll keep an eye on that, right? It was the Braves. It was the Braves. So we'll take it. We'll take a look after as well. So we're starting to get to the bottom here. Clint Castillo is available. Third baseman out of Venezuela. Looks really solid. We don't really have him scouted too much. You know, we've got Michael McAtee. Again, looks decent. Low injury risk. 19 years old. So definitely a guy we're gonna have to wait a little bit to get into the majors. But man, Alex Butcher, the name alone makes me want to pick him. But in the 3rd round, I think it's a little too early. So I think we might take one pick where we kind of just take one for like a long-term project. One of those guys that it's like, okay, we'll see him in a couple years. They'll end up being really good for us. Who is going to be that guy? Hold on, what happened here? Okay, so is it going to be Andres Casto, starting pitcher? Maybe. What about Mariano Calderon? Looks like he's going to be a field first center fielder. He's got some speed. Hitting stats are going to be a little bit lower, but I think he could be pretty decent. Logan Puck, left field, looks okay. I think it might be Marco Santana. Sorry. I don't know actually. Or maybe the center fielder. It's just we don't really have him scouted that much. So let's see who we have scouted. A lot of low rated players. So there's that. That does kind of worry me, right? Like I kind of want players that are gonna be good. Obviously, that's kind of no duh. You want players that are gonna be good? No duh. Do I take McAtee? Just take a shot on him? Do I? Or do I take the Mexican starting pitcher? Or do we take, what was it, the 3rd baseman? Who was it, Clint Castillo? Do we take a shot on him in the 3rd round? Or Michael McAtee? You know what? Let's go Michael McAtee. 19 years old. He looks decent. He might only have C potential. We'll take a shot. We're taking a shot. We're going crazy. Am I going to regret that? Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. We've got Clint Castillo still available. I think we missed out on our pitcher. Let's see. Who was it? What was his name? It wasn't Novoa. It wasn't Gomes. It was Casto. So the Nationals as well. We got to take a look. We'll probably look at the whole draft. All right, Clint Castillo's still sitting here. I think we gotta take him. Clint Castillo. We'll take a shot on him in the 4th round. We got 2 more picks. If the Butcher's around right here, we're gonna take the Butcher. And I think the Butcher is available, unless someone else looks really good. There's plenty of them that look pretty solid here, but we just don't have them scouted at all. Or do we take Craig Biggs out of Canada? Take a shot on him. We do have him fairly scouted, like pretty well. Hank Butcher out of Georgia. You know what? We have this guy scouted quite a bit. Craig Biggs, we'll take him. And then maybe if the Butcher's around for the last pick, just for the name and the hope that he'll be good, we'll take him. The Butcher was taken. Dang it. Where did he go? Where did the Butcher go? He went to the Dodgers. Watch him have like 90 potential just because he went to the Dodgers. Okay, let's see here. Anybody from Oregon here? Yeah, One guy, Angel Guzman, one of the lowest rated prospects. It kind of makes me want to take him, but also this guy's still sitting here, so it's like, do I take a shot with him? You know what I mean? You're like, it's one of those where, but at the same time, I think just for the storyline, you know, maybe he ends up being like kind of good. I doubt it, but just because he's from Oregon, I kind of want to take him. So let's take him. Just because he's from Oregon, let's do it. All right, so we've got a couple picks that we need to take a look at. Let's go do it. All right, so we're going to work from Seattle down, and then we'll wrap back around to us to see how our picks were and kind of see like what players we missed out on. And so far, I don't feel like we've missed out on too much, just through 2 teams. Nino Reyna, we did look at him a little bit. Derek Rudd, didn't really look at him. Okay, Estrada, Let's see, anybody else? Actually, Eric Bush looks pretty good. I'll put myself in this corner so you guys can kind of see the overall in the top right. Ruth and Morales. Okay. Jonas Jones. Oh, wait, who's the second pick? David Guzman. Looks really quick. Good arm as well. Ayala. A lot of low-rated players. There's Casto. We did kind of look at him a little bit. Juan Gutierrez. I didn't really look at him. And then he had Thomas Nunez. Really good hitting stats. Just can't play the field to save his life. So there's that. Oh, wow. Calvin Brandon. The Cubs had like, what, the 19th pick? And he's a 74 overall. Huge pickup for the Cubs. Holy cow. We got Harvey Bentler. Looks pretty decent. Corey Delhanty. 83 potential. We passed up on him. 83 potential. Like, just looks really solid. First baseman, 5'10", 18 years old, out of Texas. Good pick. Johnny Dell. Good pick for them as well. Raymond Gomes. Again, Reds had a really good draft. Really good draft by the Reds. Okay. Solid from the Reds. Solid. Let's see. Carlos Bautista, Daryl Dotson, Porter Romero, Shelby Trotter. Okay. What else we got here? George Graham, Alfaro, and then Sam Munson for the Diamondbacks. We've got Lugo, second baseman for the Rockies. Looks pretty solid already. 88 potential for Pete Ibanez. Ronaldo Beavers. We should have taken Ronaldo Beavers, but 14 walks per 9. The guy's going to walk a batter every time he faces somebody. Joey Aviles. The Rockies had a good draft too. Really good draft. Larry Fletcher. The Dodgers. The Dodgers took the Butcher, and I'm glad we didn't take the Butcher. Wasn't that great, but they did get Logan Puck with 80 potential. So the Dodgers draft, not that great. What else do we have here? 90 overall or 90 potential, I should say. Ryan Cook. I keep saying overall. Rodrigo Ramirez. Let's see, the Giants. Johan Ornelas looks really good. Really good. Gonna give up some home runs, but everything else looks really solid. Robbie Lemons went to the Orioles. Looks really good already. 68 overall. Charles Branham. Dale Root. Let's see. Michael Palmeiro looks pretty decent for the Yankees. That like mid to late first round was really strong. Let's see. What else do we have here? 87 potential for Mickey Camarada. Damian Rogers. Josh Ramirez looks decent. You got Francesco Alvarado. Great speed and arm. And Robert Ling. Enrique Calderon looks solid for the White Sox. I feel like a couple teams had some pretty good drafts though. Like I'm looking at it, you know, like this was a pretty good draft. 80 potential across the board. Gentry's got that pop. Gary Billingsley. And then Carlos Escobar. Okay, so as we're moving, 290 potential picks. There you go, Royals. Josh Fuentes, or Jose Fuentes, I should say. But a lot of 40 overalls. They got to tweak this for next year. Like, I'm not saying every player has to be like in the 70s, but like give us some 60s. I feel like 60s are like the safe spot. 60s, high 50s, right? Like 40s, no, 40s just aren't good. Takahashi's pretty good, I would say. Right field looks just, the arm is super weak, so maybe a left fielder instead. But decent hitting stats, good fielding, good reaction, decent speed. That's a good pick right there for the Astros. Harvey Sable, Nick Dyer. Okay. All right, we're coming up pretty quick, and this is us right here. 89 potential, Art Saunders. good contact, decent vision, good arm, decent fielding, decent speed. Yes, please. Art Saunders, 6'3" left fielder. I mean, we'll test him out in left field. We'll see how he feels. Honestly, he could be a third baseman. The fielding's not great. Like, I know that. Decent speed. Maybe he could play left field. Maybe he could play left field. Doesn't have a lot of power for a big guy, which is a little worrisome. But you know what? Art Saunders, there he is in all his glory. Darren DeWard, 67 overall, our second pick, 90 potential. I like it. I like it a lot. So there's that. I like it. That's decent. First two picks are solid. Rest of the draft, not fantastic. We were supposed to check on the Reds, the Braves, and what, the Dodgers. Did we take a look at what the Braves had? What did the Braves? Who did they take from that we wanted? Reyna with the 82 potential. So we took McAtee instead, right? Or did we take DeWard? I think it was DeWard or McAtee. I don't remember. McAtee didn't look great. Castillo doesn't look great. Biggs doesn't look great, and Guzman doesn't look great. Great fielder, great speed, so he might be like a defensive replacement, but you know what? It wasn't the greatest of drafts. You know what? I'm okay with that. At least we have two guys that we know are gonna be key pieces to the squad. We've got DeWard and Art Saunders, and you never know. Someone might pop up later on that just develops really well, and we might get lucky with like a little bit of a gem. So who knows? But you know what? The first two picks, I can't complain with the way the draft went. All right, so let's talk about our Portland Beavers. A couple of you guys were talking about how we should add some of the blue that's in the Portland flag to the uniform. So what I'm thinking is for our inaugural season, this is what we're gonna rock. We're gonna rock some sort of like special edition, unique like city uniform for the first season, and then come season 2 maybe we go back to the traditional like white uniform that most teams rock with. But for this one we're gonna go to kind of like, what is it, the forest green that they call it. We have a little bit of light blue trim, we got the gold wristbands, and then like the light blue, the green, and the gold hat. So this is what we're gonna have for our home uni. So like I said, maybe for the first season we keep it like this. If you guys like it, we can keep it for season 2, or we could tweak it for season 2 to go back to a more traditional like home situation. I think for the stirrups we went a little crazy as well, as you guys can see. So I like the way it looks. I think it looks really clean. But again, I think for maybe season 1 we go with like maybe something that's a little bit out there for that like first inaugural season. We have like a special uniform, and then for the away ones I kept it a little traditional with like the darker green and the gold, which is our colors. This is what we're gonna rock with. So we've got the Beavers. I tried to get a light blue in here somewhere on a trim or the hat, just didn't look right. So this is what we have going on for the away. So next up, a lot of you guys were kind of split on what stadium to go with. So in the end I found a new one that I thought looked a little bit better. Doesn't have the bridge in the background, but if you look past left center field, which you can't really see, there is the Willamette River behind it. There is our river back there. But I felt like with this stadium that we have here, the Portland Diamond Ballpark, it just looked a little bit more open. It still had the roof. It looked a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't have the bridge, but I looked at where the stadium would be created if it was real life, and you can't really see the bridge from the stadium anyways. It's a little bit farther back. And so I felt like, let's get the roof in. Let's get like some sort of like a nice little like bridge type looking situation in the back and left center. You've got like this open center field with the scoreboard. It looks like the bullpens are there. You've got the concessions. It just looks a little bit better than like the other stadiums that we have. I know the one with the bridge was like probably the most aesthetically pleasing, but if we're rocking with the roof, if we're rocking with something that looks cool, I think this one was pretty good. So it does hold 50,000 people, which is a little bit more than projected, but I think this one looks the best. So we're gonna rock with this one. Portland Diamond Ballpark. There we go. So this is the squad. We've got our logo still with the gold, the green, the white, our colors, and then there we are. Everything should be good to go. Team details, Portland Beavers. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good to go. We're gonna rebrand the team. Did I save it? Are we good now? Okay, we're good. The staff will change if need be. Bob Melvin, I do need to fire because if I remember correctly, he went to the Padres, right? He did. So I need to fire him. I need to fire him, and I need to find a new guy. Well, I guess since I'm the new owner here, we are going to look for brand new coaches. He can stay, and he can stay. But the other ones, they got to go. Exclusive negotiations as we head into the offseason. This is what we got going on. Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. Don't you worry. They're not coming back. Boom. There. That's sorted. I'm going to sort out this. I don't really think we're going to lose anybody. We might. I don't think we will, but we might. We might. Is AJ Puck on the 40-man? He is. Let's see. Who else could I lose potentially? I don't think anybody as I work my way through it that I would be. I'm going to add him to the 40-man because he might get some time in the bigs. I'm going to add him because he might get taken by a team. Art Saunders just got drafted, so he shouldn't be gone. Lazaro Montaros shouldn't be taken. And I think outside of that, maybe Austin Beck will add him just in case. And that should be it. So it's 33 guys currently on the 40-man. We're probably going to lose some to contracts and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer arbitration. I'm going to offer contracts. I'm going to keep everybody here just because I can't trade them just because they currently don't have any contract offers. I guess I could trade Josh Harrison, Chris Davis, yada, yada, yada. But what's actually going to happen is I'm going to have to let everybody sign with a team. I'm going to have to get to the arbitration portion of free agency, which is usually February, late February. And then entering spring training, that's when we're going to have all of our signings, all of our trades, because I essentially need to have the players that the teams don't want, right? The players that just don't get signed, don't get picked up by teams. Those are who we're going to be eligible to pick up. So arbitration contracts, let's get them signed up and then let's trade for them, because that's essentially what's going to happen. Rumors are Athletics are looking to tear down and kind of restart anyways. So that's what we're going to do here. Let's get into it. Let me get through all this. I'm going to show you who signs with what team, yada, 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 and we'll get going from there. All right, so for the arbitration offers, those are the words I'm looking for here. I'm going to let all these guys from Tony Kemp down just walk. I feel like these guys would be the ones that we keep and we look to flip Montas up. That way we can at least get something in return. And then I looked at the contracts so you guys can kind of see I'm not going to bring back Irving. I'm not going to bring back Caprillion. Realistically, what would I get back in return? Aramis Garcia can walk as well. And then basically from here down, minus a couple players, I got rid of them. Tyler Soderstrom might be a guy that gets taken. So I got to make sure he doesn't get taken in the Rule 5 draft. Sometimes it's just weird like that they get taken. So there's that. All contract offers are out there. Currently we're sitting at 48 million for the budget, I believe, maybe, or 35. We'll sort it out a little bit more, but let's get through it. Let's see how this all plays out. Kevin Gausman goes to the Blue Jays. I mean, like I said, that'd be a good signing for them. Freddie Freeman to the Giants. Freddie Freeman hasn't signed a deal with the Braves yet, so I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Eduardo Escobar to the Mets, an interesting deal there. Chris Bryant to the Mets. CJ Cron gets traded to the Red Sox from the Rockies, sorry. And what else we got? Kirby Yates to the Dodgers. I wasn't able to update a couple of the moves that happened. Steven Matz, I know has happened. That actually happened like last night. So I just couldn't make that deal happen. So that was one thing that I forgot to fix. Steven Matz, and there was another deal. Alex Wood and Desclafani. I forgot to make those two deals, but they might have actually gone back to the teams already. So the Mariners get Marte. Let me see if they did sign. Let's see. They might have. Let's go to the Giants and let's see if they actually re-signed with them. Alex Wood did, but it looks like Tony Disco went to another team. Who did he go to? Which, I mean, in the end, I honestly don't think it's going to be make or break. Desclafani went to the Red Sox, which, you know what? Maybe that's a big deal, but trades are going to happen anyways. Moves are going to happen. I think we'll be okay. Trevor Story to the Braves. Here we go with the Braves making 4 million signings. Carlos Correa to the Angels. That'd be an interesting one. That would definitely be an interesting one. Osuna to the Orioles. So there's that. We're going to get into the offseason now, and our roster should be pretty thin. Yes, it is. All right, we still got to get to the arbitration hearings. What I'm going to do is I am going to see, though, if there is some sort of Rule 5 pick that we could get. The team actually did fairly well in this save, so we did have a late pick. We're also going to have a late draft pick, which doesn't help us out. But I just want to see if there's some names that are kind of fringe MLB guys that we could like kind of take, just because I feel like that could help us out. I don't want to take any top prospects. I don't want to take guys that like could potentially make major league squads. So I'm kind of looking towards like the 60s, the low 70s, just to kind of see if there is anybody that I feel like has been like just stuck in the minors for quite some time and haven't been able to break it in or break through with the team. So I'm kind of looking. I don't really see anybody. Yeah, I don't want to take JJ Bleday. I mean, maybe a pitcher. Is there a pitcher like a Tom Eshelman? I know he's a free agent in real life. He could be someone that I look at. I mean, honestly, it's not too bad, but I have a feeling I'm going to be able to sign a lot of players in free agency anyways. So that being said, I might just leave it. I'm going to skip the selection. We'll leave it there. Realistically, if a team was looking to rebuild and start over, they probably would take somebody in the Rule 5 draft. Eshelman was probably the one that I liked the most out of all of those. So I'm just going to hold off and just say, you know what? We'll just sign somebody in here. So I got to find a new coach, new manager. We're going to go with... So let's work our way up. Josh Harrison. I'm just going to send him to a team that kind of needs like a second baseman. It definitely looks like the Giants need a second baseman. I'm just going to pick up like some low-rated reliever. You know what? Jose Quintana. I know he's part of the Pirates now. I'll take Jose Quintana. Pirates are essentially a minor league team anyways. Josh Harrison, Jose Quintana. There we go. There's that trade. All right, next up, what do we have here? Frankie Montas. Rondon. Oh my gosh. Rondon, yeah, whatever. He played 63 games. I can't even say his name right. So should I trade for him? Probably not. Probably not. So instead, we're going to go to a different team. We're going to go to, let's see here. Who's kind of lacking with some pitchers? I don't know. Most of the teams look pretty strong. Hey, look at that Blue Jays rotation, man. Let's see. Chris Bassett's giving me like some Rays vibes. Some Rays vibes here. So I'm going to take a player from them. Do I need a first baseman? Potentially. Yeah. Let's see. Who could I take from them that they do not need? Let's see. I don't know. Brent Honeywell. Didn't he just get traded to the Athletics in real life? He was going to be one of the cuts for the 40-man, wasn't he? Yes. All right. There it is. That's the trade. They can have Chris Bassett for Brent Honeywell. Perfect. Okay. That works out. I totally forgot about the trade. I think it's a player to be named in real life, but we'll take that. That one. Okay. That works out perfectly. All right. Frankie Montas. You know what? We're going to strengthen. You know what? Let's just strengthen Frankie Montas. What do the Angels have? I kind of want like someone within the division that like we can like be like, ooh, there's a little bit of a rivalry going. So let's see what we can get from the Angels. I don't want Franklin Barreto back. I also don't want to be like, give me Joe Adell. You know, like that's kind of garbage too. So let's go with maybe a low-rated pitcher Tom Eshelman. That actually works out perfectly. I was looking at him anyways. Frankie Montas for Tom Eshelman. Didn't Hector Yan just get outrighted? I'm pretty sure Hector Yan just got outrighted in real life as well. Let's see. I'm pretty sure outrighted. Yeah, so if he does clear waivers, he would get sent to AAA. But if he doesn't, oh, he did clear waivers. We'll just leave it. Tom Eshelman for Frankie Montas. Realistically, Montas would probably get more, but again, I don't want to go too crazy and take top prospects, considering I still have my top 3 players to trade, which I know will receive quite a bit in terms of prospects back. Okay, next trade. I feel like this is where we're gonna start to get some decent prospects in return. I'm also kind of looking at my team going, we need some more help. So let's keep moving. We have Sean Manaea. I need to see the top prospects. I need to see it because I don't want to take a top prospect from the Cardinals. So I know this is taking a little bit longer than anticipated, but we got to get it right. We got to get it right. So I don't want Gorman. You know what? I know he's number 8 in the farm system. Let's go Zach Thompson. Let's go Zach Thompson for Sean Manaea and Jose Rondon. So there it is. I feel like that's an okay trade. Next up, Matt Chapman, Ramon Laureano, and Matt Olson. We're going to go Ramon Laureano first. Let's see who needs an outfielder. Jerkson Profar, who is not good. He's just not. He's not. We're going to bring him back to Portland because he used to be with the Athletics. We're going to bring him back. We're also going to take... You know what? Let's go with... Let's see. We're going to go Michel Baez. And we're going to take... Morejon. And can we get that deal done? No, I think it's gonna be a little bit too much. So Morejon is the one that's just like a little bit too much to make, like, why would they do that? So I feel like it's not like too much. Morejon's kind of like maybe no Profar and just take the 2 pitchers. Yeah, because I feel like we're gonna be able to sign plenty of. Yeah, let's go Morejon and Baez. I think is that the move, or do we go Weathers, or do we go a different pitcher like they're number 9 in the organization? It doesn't really matter in the end. Number 8. You know what? Let's go with Morejon. Yeah, I'm okay with that one. That one's fine. All right, that's last 2. Oh, last 3. All right, who needs a catcher? I'm talking about this way too much already. Catcher. We're going to go to you know what? The Marlins are going to be competing soon. We're going to give them a catcher. They're in the market for a catcher. They get a catcher. We're going to take, they got Gleyber at short. We're not going to take him. We're going to go with, they've got 9,000 center fielders for some reason. Narciso Crook. Okay, so we're going to go with, holy cow, they've got like 1,000 different shortstops. Not shortstop, just players in general. They went crazy this offseason. I'm going to take one of their pitchers. I'm going to take... Ooh, who do I want here? I might take, like, just Sean Murphy. Let's go Dax Fulton. And then can I just get, like a fringe player here? Like Harold Castro. Yeah, that works for Sean Murphy. I'll take it. And then last 2. These are the big ones. Matt Chapman's going to go first. He needs... Who needs a third baseman that's competing? Yeah. That actually, 100%. Yeah, the Mariners. Who am I going to take from the Mariners? Let's see here. Kelnick, Pham, Marte. Oh, I'm taking Trammell. He's been up and down. Boom. Oh, straight up for Matt Chapman, though. I feel like I need a little bit more than that. I know he had a bad year. I'm actually going to make his vision a little bit better once he leaves us, so that way we can get a little bit more, because I 100% should be getting more than Taylor Trammell. I don't want to make it. All right, hold on, because whatever team he goes to, he's gonna be better, right? So let's go like this. Let's bump it up a little bit. I'm not trying to like boost up my trade value here, but like Matt Chapman's better than this. So let's see. Let's go back to the Mariners. The thing is, like, I don't want Julio Rodriguez. I don't want, you know, like, man, I'm still not going to get much more out of it just based off the season he had last year. Realistically, I was going to look for like a Taylor Trammell and like maybe like a Justin Dunn. It's not too far off, so I think we can make the trade happen. So let's see here. You can have what, those 2? That makes the trade happen. Can I give you like Cody Thomas instead? All right, I'm going to go Justin Dunn and Taylor Trammell. That way I'm not taking too much, but also we're getting a decent return. And then the big one here, Matt Olson. Because, okay, I already know Yuli Gurriel is going to be like a 12 overall. So this is essentially their DH, right? Because they have Stanton, they have Judge, they have Gallo. That's their outfield. Okay, yeah. Yuli Gurriel is not going to make the team. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it to him anyways. I am going to take... They got rid of Peraza? Where did Peraza go? That's who I wanted. That was the player I wanted. Who did they trade him to? The Orioles? That's who I wanted. All right, Yankees. Who am I stealing? Am I going to take Volpe from you? I mean, that's like the only thing that makes sense. I'm going to take Clint Frazier, though. That Clint Frazier takes that much of the trade? Clint Frazier's a free agent in real life, so that's why I was going to take him. And he actually would be a player that could work out for us. Well, I guess that's all I'm gonna get. I'm pretty sure Volpe is pretty high, or Volpe, however he goes by it. I'm pretty sure he's what? He is their #1 prospect. I was gonna take their #3 prospect, but he's gone. So yeah, I think that's, otherwise I guess I could take #4. Let's see, can I get #4? He's not signed to a contract. Okay, so I can't. They're both not signed to a contract, so that really limits me to what I'm gonna get here. So that's the trade. That's the trade for Matt Olson, Clint Frazier, who's actually a free agent in real life, and also Anthony Volpe, or Volpe. We could throw in Miguel Andujar if we really wanted to get crazy with it, since he's linked in every trade, and we're gonna do the memes. Should we do it just for the memes? I mean, screw it. It's for the memes. It's for the memes. Boom. There it is. All right, we did it. Automatically our 2 best players, and then the rest of them are like not bad. Yeah. Let me sort out the team. Let's see what we need to sign. Okay, so going through our team, we did make a lot of trades, so let's kind of recap it. Okay, maybe not. Oh yeah. Oh, this is how we do it. All right, so trades. Just us though. All right, so this is what we got going on here. We've got Clint Frazier, Volpe, and Andujar for Matt Olson, essentially. Matt Chapman got us Taylor Trammell and Justin Dunn. In real life, I definitely think Matt Chapman would get a little bit more in return, but just because Matt Chapman had a bad season, we couldn't really get much more. I wasn't going to take Julio Rodriguez or Noelvi Marte or one of their top players for them, but I think we did fairly well. Victor Mesa Jr., Dax Fulton, and Harold Castro for Sean Murphy. We've got Michel Baez and Morejon for Laureano. And then Rondon and Thompson for Sean Manaea, Eshelman for Montas, Honeywell for Bassett, and Quintana for Josh Harrison. Overall, I feel like we did okay. A lot of these guys are guys who have been kind of like on the fringe of being MLB guys. I don't know why it says shortstop Miguel Andujar, by the way, because that's not true at all. But yeah, there we go. Those are our trades. I feel like we've done pretty well. I mean, if you look at it, our top 2 guys are Clint Frazier and Miguel Andujar. 2 guys who, I mean, Andujar might not even be on the team, you know? But Clint Frazier, I think, is a guy that we could potentially turn around his career. And then that's really about it. I mean, if you look at the rest of the squad, though, it's not very strong. It's not very strong at all. Not at all. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to take a look. We need a third baseman. We could just use depth in general, like another outfielder, some more infield help. I could move Andujar to first, just to make that move the actual situation. We could try him at a couple different positions: left, third, first base. So it just really depends on what's available in free agency. And then this is what we got going on. We need bullpen help the most. Maybe another starter just in case we get hurt, because we just don't have a lot of depth there in terms of MLB quality. Budget wise, we're sitting at 48 million. I did say I wanted to be between the 50 and the 60 mark, so we have around like what, 12 mil to play with. So again, if I get rid of Elvis Andrus though, we would be way under budget. So that's kind of a big thing to take into mind. But the thing is, like, who really wants Elvis Andrus? So he's just going to be there for moral support. And what I'm thinking is we have around 10 mil to play with. Essentially what I'm thinking is we have around 15 mil to play with. Elvis Andrus contract, essentially, right? So I'm going to look around. Eliezer Hernandez sounds fantastic. Is he still with the Marlins? Let's take a look. Is Hernandez with the Marlins still? He is. So what's the deal with him? How's he doing? Super small sample size. How's he doing in the minors? Let's see here. Again, really small sample size in the minors too. So I don't know if he's been battling injuries or what, but you know what? Let's just take a look around. Let's see what we got going on. And then I think for the most part though, do I need a backup catcher? I do. So we're going to bring in, is there anybody here that like potentially could help us out? No, let's just go like what? Sandy Leon, Tyler Flowers, Lobaton. Let's go Sandy Leon. We'll just take him for a season. That's a lot of money though. So much money, man. 1.5, that's better. We'll give him 2. All right, so there's that. First base, I did say we need a little bit of depth there, but there's not really anybody there. Second base, yo, Joe Panic. Joe Panic might be a decent one for us. Third base, the glitch is there, Matt Duffy, but I do want this to be a little bit of a challenge. And if we have Matt Duffy, it's not going to be a challenge at all. So, there's some good players available that I think we could really use. Okay, let me take a look here. What do we got? A couple lefties: Brown, Allen, Trammell, and then none on the bench. So I think we could use like one lefty, and then also, or maybe one or two lefties. Okay, so outfielder is definitely in the cards. We definitely need one. I'm gonna sign the boy Hermosillo. We're gonna give him a 2-year deal. Bump this down a little bit. Boom. We'll see how he develops. Let's see what else we got going on here. Rafael Ortega, another Cub. Just gonna sign all the former Cubs. Just gonna sign them all. All right, let me go through this because there's gonna be some players that I think could be kind of sneaky, and I'm gonna be sitting here for a good couple minutes trying to sort this out. All right, this is currently our offers. We're gonna bring in Michael Franco, Marmolejos, Chichi Gonzalez, Andrew Knapp, Dean Kremer, Kevin McCarthy, Michael Hermosillo, Clevenger, Souza, and then Paulinho. This is kind of our, hopefully he turns into something like a late bloomer type situation, but this is kind of what we're looking to have. Hopefully it works out. You know, like I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I'm just trying to kind of have like a base roster, right? I could have gone and got a Kluber, or a Greinke, or Alex Cobb, or anything like that, but I just felt like let's be smart about our signings right now. Let's not go too crazy with them. Everybody should sign with us. Everybody's like, especially the coaches that we went after. Let's see here. Everybody signed, so I think we should be good. I think we're gonna leave it there for this season. So I guess we could use one more player, huh? Because like third base is gonna be Franco for the time being, but I'm definitely gonna switch up the lineup. I guess we could use another infielder, yeah. So let's see who's available in free agency to help us out with the infield. Man. Let's see. Infield. Let's go with, is there anybody that like I've never used that like we could try out? Not really. And we do need some help against lefties. So I'll go Nico Goodrum. I didn't mean to sign him for the contract that I just did. Oh, gross. I'm gonna have to release him after season 1. Okay. So we're set for now. We'll definitely have a rough season. If we have a winning record, something went wrong. But yeah, this is what we're gonna rock with for season 1. It's gonna be rough. 100%. 100%. But you know what? I like what we did. I feel like the trades, we got some good value back in return, especially pieces that we can have develop into the team as we move forward. But like I said, that was the whole point of this. Be a very difficult challenge. I mean, if we look at what we could do here, is there anybody that we could sign? Not really anybody that I'm looking to sign back, but we're going to leave it there. This video is already going to be long enough. We're already going to have a crazy amount of things that we have to go through. So we're going to leave it there. 100%. Do we have a top prospect? We do. Tyler Soderstrom is 21 in baseball. Anybody else? Robert Pawson, 33. Anybody else? Anthony Volpe, 49. I like it. Dang, Calvin Brandon just got drafted. He's number 3. Jeez. Ooh, okay. All right, there it is. There it is in all its glory. The behind the scenes episode to get us going. Man, this is going to be difficult. Like I said, this is the lineup. Let me know what you guys thought about the trades. Let me know what you guys thought about the moves that we did. Free agency, the trades, the draft. Did you like it? I think Art Saunders is going to be insane. We do have a little bit of a cluster going on at left field right now, but we can move players around. Art Saunders. Whew. He is going, I think this guy's going to be real good. This guy looks like he's going to be really good. So we're going to leave it there. The other play that we had was the starter. Where is he? Darren DeWard. He looks pretty good as well. So there it is. We're going to leave it there. I hope you did enjoy it. Trades, draft, free agency. Boom. Let me double check where our budget is. 63. If you take away Elvis Andrews, we're definitely within the range I want it to be. There it is. I hope you did enjoy it. Thumbs up if you did. Like I said, we'll get to the gameplay in episode 2. I want you to meet the team, get to know everybody, get to see the draft, all that good stuff. Boom. There it is. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.